Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is our top 10 list of superheroes. So this one's a little bit different from all our other top 10 videos so far. Fans here at Comic Island nominated their favorite heroes, and today we're going to go through the results. A total of 219 people voted, which is awesome, so we've put together a great list of everybody's favorite superheroes. Just remember that the results of this list reflect the opinions of the Comic Island community, and not necessarily our own. Now before we get through the top 10, I had a few requests for the runners-up, and because there were so many cool heroes nominated, I thought we'd go through a lot of them. So let's get things started, shall we? Honorable mentions. It's a bird! It's a plane! Oh, wait, no, it's just a bird. It's half-past clobbering time. I'm in the Justice League. I choose you, Pikachu! Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Phoenix Down. Stormageddon. Impressively popular. The tertiary villain from the first Avengers movie. Captain Badass. Red Rover, we call Tim Drake over. Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy? It's an umbrella, a lamp, two turtles mating. Damn you, Freud! Garth is great. Mr. Anderson. Marty McFly. Flash. Ah, savior of the universe. Size isn't everything. The Purge 2, Anarchy. Kick Puncher. Galactic Affirmative Action. The greatest head of state ever. 23 Jump Street. Legs and the Wheelman. Oh, hey, it's Wolverine's best friend. A 10-year-old boy. Mars needs moms. A different 10-year-old boy. Chief Replacement. Crowbars really hurt, guys. Yay, it's Miles. Spawn beats Ghost Rider. Christopher Hemsworth. Khal Drogo. Marvel Comics presents Blind Batman, now on Netflix. Wally. A popular television show. I seriously can't believe she's not in the top 10. And Ryan Reynolds. Okay, enough of that. Let's get on with the list. Number 10. Hulk. So this is a cool hero to make number 10. I was really surprised the Hulk did so well, but there you have it. It actually makes a lot of sense though. This is a character that has been around for ages and represents a lot more about being a superhero than one might think. First, superheroes often serve as a subconscious representation of our own desires and aspirations. The Hulk is often a symbol for our own repressed rage and frustration. Especially early on in this character's life, this rage was directed against the monotonous, aggressive, and inflexible military that endlessly pursued the Green Giant. That's really cool, and probably speaks more to our own innate frustration with the government than one might think, going as far back as the 60s. Secondly, the Hulk represents a true triumph over adversity. In this case, Banner's greatest enemy is himself. Bruce has to overcome his own fears and self-consciousness, while the Big Green himself is the epitome of barely controlled rage. In spite of his own flaws, the Hulk consistently overcomes his own obstacles and is a true hero, serving as an honorable member of the Avengers. So the Hulk works as a superhero, and he works well. He's easy to overlook and dismiss, so I'm really glad this guy made it into the top 10. As one of the most iconic and biggest figures in Marvel, this was really well earned, and a great choice by many of our fans. Number 9. Captain America. Another hero that, while I was surprised made it into the top 10, made a lot of sense when I thought about it. Steve Rogers represents all that is good and admirable about a superhero, and I say that as a Canadian. This isn't a function of patriotism, as I don't feel that Cap represents America as a country, but rather the ideals it was founded on. Liberty, freedom, and the rights of all are great things that Steve strives for, and anyone from any nation can appreciate these values. Captain America is no dog of the government, and has on multiple occasions turned on those who would abuse their power. He stands up for the righteous cause time and time again. He brings out the best of everybody around him. Rogers is a great character, and one that truly deserves a spot on this list. Number 8. Deadpool. Now this one was surprising. I never would have thought Deadpool would do so well to make it onto the top 10, and I was really impressed that he did. It shows how popular this character has become. A person who was once an obscure mercenary has evolved into a well-known and beloved character. It's really neat to see just how far the Merc with the Mouth has come along, and is a testament to the character's popularity. Yes, Deadpool isn't a traditional superhero, but nobody ever said that a hero always has to be heroic or restrain himself from killing others. In the present day, Wade very much wants to be a hero, but his own harrowing past and broken mental health means that Deadpool will always come short of being a straightforward champion of justice, and more of a dangerous but usually helpful mercenary. His heart is in the right place, and I think that's what's appealing about this guy. He does want to do good, mostly, and certainly wants to earn the respect of the Avengers and the X-Men, definitely. So his struggles make him compelling, and I think that's what endears people to this character. Wade is more than just a guy who says a lot of funny lines. That is a fun side to him, but I think it's Deadpool's ongoing torment that keeps fans coming back for more, and why he got enough votes for a position on this list. A cool and unexpected choice, it's quite interesting Deadpool did so well with voting. He's a popular hero, and a true favorite among fans. Number 7. Iron Man. Well, after Cap and the Hulk earned a spot on this list, it shouldn't be all that surprising to see Iron Man show up too. A lot of this certainly has to be chalked up to the film franchise that launched the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Iron Man in the comics is also a great source of well-written and compelling stories, so you can't put this all in the movies. Demon in the Bottle, Matt Fraction's run with Iron Man, and even controversial stories like Civil War and Axis all showcase a character I really like. Just as Deadpool and the Hulk, this is a character whose greatest enemy is quite possibly himself. Alcoholism and arrogance hangs over Tony like a perpetual shadow, while a dynamic and carefree personality seals the deal to create an unforgettable and really well-liked hero. This character deserves the fame and admiration he gets. I was happy that enough people voted for this guy to get him onto the top 10, because I really like this hero. Most people do, so it's no surprise that our viewers felt he was one of the best superheroes of all time. Number 6. Nightwing. You know, I never would have thought that Nightwing would have made it onto the top 10. Don't get me wrong, this is an awesome character, but I feel his association with Batman would mean that too many people would discount Dick Grayson as a sidekick. Clearly, and happily, I was wrong. It shows how much Nightwing stands out as his own hero that he earned the number 6 spot on this list. As a character, Dick Grayson is 75 years old. In comics, film, and television, this guy has been everywhere. And whether you enjoy his time as Robin, when he set out on his own as Nightwing, when he took on the mantle of Batman after his mentor's death, or even in his acclaimed current series as a secret agent of sorts, this guy has earned fans of all ages. All 4 Robins actually earned a fair amount of votes for this list, but it was only the original Grayson that actually took a spot here. People love this guy, and with good reason. He has a tragic backstory that, while broadly similar to Batman's, uses an acrobatic flair to instantly set him apart from most other superheroes. He's a lot like Batman too, though slightly more agreeable than his former guardian. This makes for a compelling and relatable figure that also has the skills and abilities to go toe-to-toe with the best the DC Universe has to offer. What a great character. What a wonderful thing that our viewers think of him as one of the best. You guys are awesome. Number 5. Wolverine. Alright, I'm not going to pretend that Wolverine is one of my favorite characters. But it's not that Logan is a bad character. Let's face it, this guy's awesome. Rather, I think it's just a matter of Wolverine being too popular. This guy is everywhere, in every single X-Men movie and TV series, and shows up in a preposterous amount of various comic book titles. When this character died in the comics last year, I was so relieved. It's not that I dislike Wolverine, I just needed a break from Logan. When I see Wolverine, I want to be pumped and excited, not tired and annoyed. Because before I got sick of him, I did love this guy. I still do in a lot of ways. Logan is the ultimate badass. He's a deadly killer, but with a heart of gold. What's interesting about Logan, and why people like him, is because he's kind of a combination of what's good about the Hulk and Deadpool. Wolverine is a symbol of our own repressed fury and rage like the Hulk, and he represents a lot of our own desires, our own need to scream and drink and fight and not take anyone's crap. Unlike Deadpool, he gets some of the best lines in the story and is tormented by a dark and complex past. And what a story of triumph over adversity. Like so many characters on this list, Wolverine fights against his own flaws and shortcomings to become one of the most true and morally grounded characters out there in the Marvel Universe. It's funny to think that one of the most aggressively violent characters in comics grew into this father figure and source of support among so many people in the X-Men, but that's exactly what came to pass. And it never felt forced either. After all the darkness and death, Logan managed to take his life and turn it into a force for good. And when you think about how he joined the Avengers and started the Jean Grey School, he's actually one of Charles Xavier's best students. I don't think there's another X-Men who has done as much as Logan in fulfilling Xavier's dream of unity. And that's pretty astounding considering the guy's, well, murderous ways. I'm surprised he didn't do better on this top 10, to be honest, because Wolverine really is one of the best. Number 4. Barry Allen. Well, I'm proud to say that Flash takes the number 4 spot, and for most of you, this will probably be the last real surprise on this list. I'm not so much surprised that the Flash did well with voting, but I was really impressed by just how well he did. I mean, he beat Wolverine! Wolverine! It's crazy, but just so awesome. The fact that Barry earned a 4th place spot is just amazing. And the idea of the Flash doing so well is also a sign of something that I think writers forget all too often. Barry has never really been a character associated with a great deal of angst. Yes, Allen has had a tragic life, like pretty much any other superhero, but throughout all the adversity he still strives to be a good person and a nice guy, a role model for the community. He's a powerful, confident hero, but one who doesn't take himself so seriously. In any team or story, Barry often stands out as a source of comedic relief with fun lines, but also has a strong sense of morality and teamwork. I think a lot of people relate to this guy because of this. He's not perfect, but he makes for an easy person to root for, and it's great to see him overcome whatever obstacle gets in his way. So I get why he's so popular. But for somebody who has rarely appeared outside of comic books in the current TV show, it's astounding that he did so well, and a true testament to why he's such an appealing character. Number 3, Superman. Well, from here on out, the choices are going to be a little more predictable and a lot more obvious. Superman takes number 3, and it seems pretty straightforward to me as to why. I think his popularity owes to similar reasons as to why Captain America is great. Sure, these are two distinct characters, but they represent a certain ideal within us all. Clark may be an alien, but deep down he represents the best humanity has to offer, and devotes his tremendous power to ensuring the safety of others. Superman represents a certain inner power and greatness that makes him truly a valuable character and one of the most important in the DC universe. Plus, he's a classic example of a true superhero. As a man with such astounding power, there are few others quite as super as this superhero. Plus, there are so many great moments with this character. When in the right creative hands, there really isn't anything quite like reading a good Superman comic. He's inescapably one of the greatest and most iconic characters of all time. Even outside of comic books, Superman has had a profound impact on art, culture, language, and ideas. So yes, this guy is one of the best, and deserves his place at number 3. Number 2. Spider-Man. Well, for those who are paying attention, Spider-Man's spot at number 2 all but guarantees who's going to be in number 1. But taking this spot is no small feat, and I'm happy one of my favorite characters did so well. I always knew this guy was going to rank, and he was going to rank high, so it's no surprise that he took this spot. Spider-Man is one of the best superheroes out there. He's a relatable guy with some fun powers, a good personality, and has a really appealing story too. There's no need to explain him because everybody here knows Spider-Man. Everybody can empathize with his struggles and feel for his grief, and he's got a great spirit amongst his peers, delivering fun quips or insightful comments. Few people out there actively dislike this character, and for good reason. The comics and collective media have showcased Peter through his early stages as a high school student turned amateur superhero to a big-time Avenger and champion of the people, and Spider-Man has made us fans at each step along the way. There was so much love for Spider-Man in the voting. Some people just nominated this guy, and only this guy, because to many he's just people's obvious and only favorite. He lives up to the title of superhero like the best of them, and serves as a lesson to us all about responsibility and helping others. That being said, throughout the process of calculating the votes, it got close, but Spider-Man was never quite in the lead over the number one hero. No, from start to finish, there was one clear, outright winner. Number 1. Batman. Yep, from the first to the final votes I counted, Batman never quite swayed from first place. The clear and overall favorite amongst our viewers is the Dark Knight himself. And you can't really blame viewers. First place or not, Batman was more likely to show up in people's lists over anybody else. And it's hard to dispute this. Batman is one of the coolest superheroes. His design, style, and philosophy allowed for the entire public to open up to the idea of superhero fiction not just being reserved for children. It was this character more than any others that taught us that there's more to superheroes than just selling products to kids. You can tell heartfelt and artistically valid stories, and can be taken seriously by readers of all ages, while also opting for genuine fun and action as well. I love Batman in all of his flavors. Whether it's a more amusing Silver Age hero with campy storylines and hilarious overtones, or a dark, brooding Avenger of the Night, like Batman is in the best of his graphic novels, it always works for me. It's a great story, a great character, and one that resonates with the public more than any other hero. And I think there's some validity to Batman actually winning this. Yes, this list is largely just a popularity contest, that's kind of the point. But I actually like the idea of Bruce, a man with no powers of any kind, winning the title of Best Superhero. This isn't a contest of who is the most powerful, or who the nicest person is. This is who makes for the best superhero. And Batman, a person handed a sad life, pursued a life of heroics instead of despair. He chose action over inaction, worked hard, and used his vast fortune not to live a selfish life, but one of helping others. To ensure nobody would have to face what he did as a child. In a lot of ways, that does make him one of the best heroes. Sure, most superheroes choose a life of helping others, but for Batman, it feels much more like an actual choice. If you were given these crazy awesome powers, it would seem natural to want to use them, and wasteful to just assume a civilian life. But Batman was never given any powers. He earned his powers and the ability to call himself a superhero. So to me, there is some justification in calling Batman the very best. I'm not saying he's my favorite superhero of all time, but I do get it. I get why he won. He's cool, and according to our fans, the greatest hero of all time. And I like this sentiment. I really do. And that's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. This was fun to do, so look for more nomination videos in the future to make sure your voice is heard. I love to hear from you guys, and it was cool to involve our audience like this. If you want to make some suggestions for future fan-made top 10 videos, be sure to suggest them in the comments section below. You can also check out all our top 10 videos listed in one convenient place on our website. We also have a Facebook and Twitter page if you'd like to stay up to date with our channel. And finally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.